This is not advice. This is not motivation. This is an audit, a sober accounting of an asset you are spending without consent, second by second. Most men believe time is neutral, a silent, impartial river flowing around their lives. They treat it like a passive background, something that passes without opinion, a resource that will always be there tomorrow. This is a foundational error, a quiet delusion that underwrites a life of mediocrity. They say they are taking their time, figuring things out, waiting for the right moment. These are phrases of self-deception designed to tranquilize the anxiety of inaction. They are the language of men who wish for a different life, but are unwilling to pay the price for it today. But time is not waiting with you. It has no interest in your readiness. It is measuring you. It is a judge, and your actions, or lack thereof, are the only testimony it considers. Every day you delay a difficult conversation. Time records what you tolerate. Every week you postpone the gym. Time logs your preference for comfort over strength. Every season you drift without a plan. Time compounds the cost. The gap between who you are and who you could have been widens. Interest accrues on your inaction. Time is not cruel, but it is precise. It is an unforgiving multiplier. It does not punish randomly. It does not hand out misfortune without cause. It multiplies patterns. Your small daily choices are the input. Your future is the output. Time is simply the algorithm that connects them. Men confuse patience with postponement. This is a fatal error in navigation. Patience is controlled waiting in obedience to a plan. It is the farmer who plants a seed and tends the soil, knowing the harvest has its own schedule. It is active, strategic, and full of quiet work. Postponement is avoidance dressed as wisdom. It is the man who never plants the seed because the weather isn't perfect. It is rooted in fear and justified with excuses. The difference is visible only later, when one man has structure and the other has excuses. When one has built an ark and the other is complaining about the rain. Biology confirms this law without emotion. Your body is a living record of your relationship with time. Aging is not sudden. It is not a single event. It is cumulative. A debt that compounds daily. Muscle loss, cognitive decline, metabolic decay, all are gradual until they are undeniable. They are the physical manifestation of thousands of postponed workouts and poor nutritional choices. The body does not collapse overnight. That is the illusion. It weakens quietly in response to repeated neglect. Each day you choose comfort. You cast a vote for future frailty. The same is true of character. Integrity is not a fixed trait. It is a muscle. A man does not suddenly become unreliable. He does not wake up one morning a coward. He practices small betrayals of his word, of his principles, of his promises to himself, until unreliability is normal, until cowardice becomes his default response to pressure. Time does not forget these repetitions. It does not grade on a curve. It builds them into identity. You are what you repeatedly do. Time ensures this. History exposes this pattern mercilessly. The archives of fallen empires are case studies in the cost of wasted time. Civilizations that delayed reform, that ignored internal decay, did not fall because they lacked time. They fell because they wasted it. They mistook the long, quiet period of decline for stability. Warnings were present. The cracks in the foundation were visible to anyone who chose to look. Signals were clear, the data was available. But leaders believed time would soften the cost of inaction. They chose short-term comfort over long-term survival. It never did. Time honors physics, not politics. Delay only ensured collapse would be total instead of corrective. The bill always comes due. Postponement only increases the final sum. Religion frames time as witness, not background. It is the context for moral accountability. The Quran swears by time itself. By time indeed, mankind is in loss, except for those who have believed and done righteous deeds, and advised each other to truth, and advised each other to patience. Time is not passive in that verse. It is the ultimate arbiter, the standard against which all human endeavor is judged a profit or a loss. It is evidence. Your life is an exhibit, and time is the curator. The Bible echoes this when it warns, "Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring." This is not a suggestion to be anxious, but a command to be present and effective. Time is not owned. You hold no deed to your future. It is leased. And the terms of the lease are non-negotiable. and the rent is due daily, payable only in action. Men resist this truth because it removes the illusion of endless opportunity. It is a harsh, cold reality in a culture that sells the warm fantasy of infinite chances. They want to believe tomorrow is flexible, a blank page they can write on whenever they feel inspired, that they can adjust later, that a future, more disciplined version of themselves will appear and fix the problems the current version is creating. That urgency can be postponed without cost. This is the central lie. But urgency does not disappear when ignored. It accumulates. It transforms from a quiet whisper of "you should" into a deafening roar of "it's too late." This is why men feel sudden panic at certain ages, 30, 40, 50, the so-called midlife crisis. Nothing changed overnight. The crisis was not sudden. It was manufactured day by day through 1,000 postponements. Time simply finished counting. The bill for years of later arrived. We help men build discipline and leadership so they can strengthen their families and, in turn, improve society. We teach them to master their lives. But discipline is simply time respect in action. It is the daily practice of acknowledging reality. It is the refusal to spend days casually when outcomes are permanent. It is the understanding that you cannot drift into excellence. A man who respects time does not rush, but he does not drift. He moves with intention. He is deliberate. He understands that every repetition is a vote for the future he will be forced to live in. Every workout, every honest conversation, every hour of focused work is a deposit in the bank of his future self. Time will not ask what you intended. It will not care about your goals or your vision boards. It will display what you practiced. Your life is the final exhibit of your training. This is why small disciplines feel heavy. Waking up early, choosing the salad, making the call, they carry the weight of your entire future. They are time-facing acts. They are a conscious rebellion against the entropy of neglect. They acknowledge that tomorrow is built from today without negotiation. The foundation you lay now determines the height of the building you can construct later. Men who ignore this live reactively, constantly surprised by consequences they authored. Men who accept it live deliberately, shaping their future by commanding their present. So, begin the audit. Audit how you speak about time. Do you talk about finding it as if it were lost, or making it as if you were its master? Audit where later has become a hiding place for your fear. What crucial task have you exiled to that mythical land of future competence? Audit what you keep postponing while telling yourself you are being patient. Be honest. Is it strategy or is it avoidance? Because time is not neutral. It takes sides. It sides with action, with discipline, with reality. It is not kind. It offers no comfort for good intentions. It is not forgiving. It keeps a perfect record. It is exact, and it will deliver to you precisely the life you rehearsed in it. Not the one you wanted, but the one you practiced. Adjust accordingly.